Here it is, guys, the Hollow Fist Monk, and it's fisting time. So I've got quite far into the campaign now. This is towards the end of Act 3. I'll quickly show you my skill tree. So I've gone with an Invoker Monk, and our entire build is revolving around this Hollow Palm technique. Now, the thing that I've discovered quite early on about this Hollow Palm technique is it's very powerful early game, and the reason for this being is even if you've got a really good staff, court staff, it doesn't seem to do as much damage as the old Hollow Palm Bare Fist will do. And that even though, and you can see there, so the way that this works is it scales with evasion rating and energy shield, right? So the more evasion rating, energy shield you've got on your armor, so not your final numbers, but on your armor and well, whatever armor pieces, the more damage, the more crit rate you've got, and the more attack speed you've got, right? So evasion gives you attack speed, energy shield gives you crit rate, but my items are not that amazing. I mean, I've got a bit of energy shield there, a bit of evasion there, a bit of evasion there, a bit of evasion and energy shield there, and bit there. Actually, has that got any? No. Okay, no. And yeah, that's it really. So it's good. It's a good build. It's strong, and I'm going to go into this boss fight now. I think this is one of the hardest boss fights in the game, and let's just see how this goes. I'm using Ice Strike as my main attack, Hand of Kyula to buff it. I've got Freezing Mark on there to help with freezing enemies. I've also got Elemental Weakness, but that isn't working at the moment. It's bugged. Since the last patch update, it doesn't work, but I was using that with Hex Bloom before, which was fantastic because it would put Elemental Weakness on the whole screen. Tempest Bell I've got, but it doesn't work very well because it's quite hard to hit. And Herald of Ice for wave clear. Right, anyway, it's fighting time. So I think this is one of the hardest, oh my god, this is one of the hardest boss fights in the game. And I'm using Hand of Kyula not just to do the marks, but to gap close there. I froze her, but she stood on poison. I've got no chaos resistance, which makes this very, very difficult. I do have my bell, as I say, and if I hit the bell I do more damage, but it's very hard to actually hit the bell. Oh, we're probably going to die here. When she does the spear thing, I'm in trouble. I'm hoping I'll kill her before that phase, but oh shit, don't want to get hit by chaos damage because I have absolutely no resistance to it. The bell's just like difficult, as I say. Doing a lot of damage though. And we're freezing her periodically. The mark's helping with that. Oh, might get her here. Nice. Do you know, I always die on that fight, normally. I don't know, maybe they've changed it because I wasn't getting speared then. Just clear this lot quick. I don't want to die here. So the bell's quite good for these situations because you can just stand here and hit the bell and it will like AoE for you. But otherwise, I do have wave clear via my Herald of Ice, which I'll just run through these very quickly. So this is just an early game build, and you can see it's quite strong. It's good for wave clear. It's very good for bossing. Very straightforward, as I say. On the skill tree, I mean, really, I've taken a few damage nodes here, a few damage nodes here, a few damage nodes here. Some crit stuff here. This is just a bit of resistances, energy shield, more damage here, and then crit stuff here. My crit rate is not exactly amazing. Oh, and I've got this as well. So 50% increased crit chance against blinded enemies, and I've got 15% chance to blind via, I think that's got 10% on it, and you've got 5% there. So if we look at my DPS on Ice Strike, it says 4,000 roughly. That does vary a bit because I do more damage when I've got full health, and I do even more damage when I've got low health. So it jumps up and down a little bit. But at the moment, we've got 12.18 crit percent, and that's not bad considering I get an extra, oh, didn't mean to do that. I get an extra 50% from this. So 50% increased crit chance against blinded, and then another 30% here from these, and you will pretty much, you're going to blind the boss consistently because every time you hit them you've got like about a 1 in 8 chance of blinding them, so you're going to be hitting them a lot. Blind lasts for a while as a debuff, so I'm getting a much higher crit rate there, which is why you saw me shred that boss so quickly there. So again, I'll just go over these very quickly. So Ice Strike is my main attack. I've got rapid attacks on there. There are higher DPS options, but rapid attack just feels nice, just to give you a bit more attack speed. And to get your, as I say, the more hits you get in, the more likely you're going to get a blind. So that's important that you've got that really, rather than maximum, just that maximising that number. Elemental armament, so that's just 25% elemental damage. Bit of a no-brainer, as Ice Strike is vast majority of the damage will be cold damage. So total damage 1200, and if we go down, yeah, it's mostly cold damage. There's a little bit of physical, but fire, lightning, and mostly cold. Then we've got concentrated effect, or concentrated area, it's now called. 30% more damage. Doesn't really matter about area of effect because it's a close combat skill. I could actually put close combat in here as my next rune. The reason I'm not I've forgotten the name of it. I think it's called something, what is it? I've got one, can't remember the name of it, but the one that gives you 25% more cold damage but 50% less lightning and fire. I'm not using that because I am looking to eventually use Herald of Thunder, and I'll have some lightning damage on here as well. So that's why I'm not using that. So I'll probably go close combat next. So if you're doing this build and you've got one more slot there, close combat. Hand of Keula, freezing mark, elemental weakness. As I say, that is bugged at the moment. It's not working. And then Hex Bloom. So Hex Bloom will spread elemental weakness. Now, if you look here, I don't know if it was like this in the last league because I didn't play it in the last league, but I remember in the first league, Hand of Keula used to nerf your marks and curses. It now buffs them. So you get 100% increased curse duration, 25% increased effect of socketed marks with your Hand of Keula at level 12. So obviously, you know, that will go up and down depending on your level. But that's amazing. It really makes a big difference. If you're playing Invoker, technically you could just take this here, critical hits, ignore non-negative enemy monster elemental resistances, so that you don't need, you wouldn't really need to have elemental weakness then. That'd still be handy, freezing mark, because that helps with freeze build up, but you wouldn't need that. And you wouldn't, well, you would need Hex Bloom. So you could just run like Temporal Chains, Enfeeble, that kind of thing, just anything to nerf your enemies. However, I'm not sure where I'm going with this build, and I'm not sure if it's going to be like a completely crit focused build. So this is all crit stuff, and at the moment, like, my skill tree looks a bit of a mess. So I was kind of heading down to here. I was going to pick up more crit nodes up here as well, but at the moment this is just working and it's fine. I'm doing tons of damage. I've died, I don't know, maybe 20 times. Let's have a quick look. How many times have I died? 14 times. That's not bad, actually. 14 times. That's not bad, actually. It's not bad at all. So, anyway, getting back to this. Right, so, yeah, Hand of Keula, Ice Strike. That's your main sort of mapping thing. The great thing about Hand of Keula is where it's a gap closer. So when you click on it, you'll just fly to the nearest enemy. Or the enemy you click on, should I say. Tempest Bell for extra damage, but as I said, it's a bit shit on this Hollow Palm technique build because your range is so limited. You've literally got to be stood on top of the bell, so you won't be able to hit the boss and the bell at the same time. You can only really hit the bell or the boss. So you do more damage if you hit the bell because it's got a damage multiplier on 262% damage multiplier. So you do a lot more damage if you hit the bell rather than the boss. But it's not ideal, like I say, because it's difficult to hit. Herald of Ice for wave clear. So I've got Cold Atonement. That's what I was thinking of earlier. Cold Atonement, 25% more damage is cold damage, but less fire and lightning. That's fine. We don't have any fire and lightning. It's pure cold damage. So yeah, you definitely want to be using that. Primal Armament for 25% elemental damage. And Overreach. Don't use Magnified Effect. Use Overreach because accuracy doesn't affect... although it is an attack skill, and it does say, so Herald of Ice attack, and it does say that it affects attack skills, it reduces accuracy of attack skills, it doesn't make any difference with this. That'll always proc. Same with Herald of Thunder, so I've got exactly the same thing, except Lightning Atonement, Primal Armament, and Overreach, although I haven't got that active at the moment because I'm using Wind Dancer. I'm not really doing enough lightning damage to proc Herald of Thunder at the moment, so I'll address that later on in the build. So we've got Wind Dancer instead for resilience, essentially, so that's just giving me more, what do you call it? It's giving me more evasion rating, basically. And also if I get hit, I've got a blind and maim on there. So again, on a boss, like if it hits you, it gets blinded, you then do more, you've got higher crit chance on the boss, and that is yeah, that's it basically. That's the build. I'll just do a little bit. Let me just pick this stuff up. Just quickly show you what my wave clear's like while I'm here. And find some stuff to kill. So you dive in with Hand of Kyula like that. Bosh, freezes everything generally, and then you proc your Herald of Ice. It's very, very clean wave clear. Occasionally you struggle a little bit with it, like particularly if you haven't crit at all. It will do a lot less damage, of course, but you will crit every few hits, so it's not really a massive problem. And let's find another mob. So there you go, just Bosh, kills everything pretty much. I am having to use potions constantly at the moment, as you can see, because I don't really have any way of getting my health back. I've got no leech. I've got a little bit of life regen, but not a lot. But it's again not really a problem. Mana's same thing. You know, I haven't got a lot of mana regen, but this is working really well, and I would highly recommend this if you want to play monk. Early game, this is going to see you through the campaign. I'm going to be moving on to the second half of the campaign soon. I think, like I say, that boss for me that I just did is one of the hardest bosses in the game. So it's it's one of the bosses I've died most in the game, because in the campaign you're obviously still, you know, collecting items and working your way up, so you're not going to be like massively powerful. So that boss has just consistently killed. Like in the last league when I had a minion build, she just killed me so much. She didn't actually get to the phase where she does the spearman, because it would be the spearman that killed me. So maybe I got a bit lucky there. But yeah, that fight did seem to go well, and I did seem to do a lot of damage. So I'll put the bell down here because I think it will work here. But you can see if I just hit I don't really need to hit him. I can just hit the bell. Okay, the bell's gone. But yeah, I can just hit the bell and it will kill him for me. There we go. Right, and yeah, that's it really. It's a nice build. It's fun to play. I'd highly recommend it as a league starter. I guarantee I'm going to get through the campaign with this with no problems. I'm only going to get stronger as I build my items up. And as I say, all you need to really do here, I think the best setup for this is going to be an energy shield evasion body armor. I don't have that at the moment, but you want an energy shield evasion body armor, energy shield helmet, and then with your boots and your gloves, either pure energy shield, pure evasion, or hybrid evasion energy shield on those. And that's it really. Normal charms, stone and 4-ring. Belt, obviously you want to use that to buff your resistances and whatnot, and the same with the rings. You do want damage rings. The more damage, because you don't have a weapon in this build, the more damage on your rings the better. So your rings are going to be the most expensive part of your build, because you're going to want to have, these are quite good. So I've got physical and fire on that one, a little bit of lightning damage buff on that one. But yeah, so you want to have as much damage as possible on your rings. Amulet, I guess defenses, you want energy shields, you want crit chance if possible. So I've, you know, again, everything I'm doing here is going to revolve around flat damage on the rings, armor, energy shield evasion on all the armor pieces, and yeah, that's it really. So you're going to be resilient and you're going to do a lot of damage if you follow that build. Anyway, as I progress with this, I'll post an update video and I'll show you quite how powerful this can get when you get better armors and my skill tree isn't so much of a mess. You can copy this for the time being. As I say, you know, it will work. You just, if you take these damage nodes here and a bit of crit, does the job. You do plenty of DPS early on at this stage in the game, and relatively tanky. I've got decent life pool, energy shield there. Right, a bit of bonus footage for you, the Doryani fight. So I don't know how well this is going to go. Hopefully we'll be able to freeze him and just lay into him with as much damage as possible. So plan is, hand the Kyula in, put the mark on him, and then I'm just going to lay into him as much as I possibly can until he's frozen, and then put the bell down, hit the bell. So that should be doing more damage. I can't hit him and the bell at the same time because my range is so limited. I don't know what this is. Are these going to blow up? Do they even do damage?
Unleashed.
Right, we'll just casually walk away from that. Quite sure how I'm supposed to hit him if I'm taking AoE damage while those ball things are out. I'm not tanky, but I can take a hit. So
5 moves ahead.
although that looks a bit. Oh no, he's just putting those on the floor. Okay.
Give up. I must save my people.
Right, well, we made it to phase 2.
It happened.
Do you know what? I'm going to trigger these now, so that I don't have to deal with them later.
Succeed. Let's see you
Mark
survive
him.
this.
And we just want to freeze him as quickly as possible. He hasn't got any cold resistance. If I blinded him, should have done. Right, there we go. Let me put the bell down. I can't even see the bell, and I'm not hitting it, but whatever. Mark him again. There's a lot of debuffs on him though, as you can see.
I cannot allow you to interfere.
And I can keep freezing him like that, hopefully. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Belling him now.
Nothing will stand in my way.
He is getting frozen and chilled a lot here, so this is making it a lot easier. Mark him again. Oh my god.
Destruction.
Oh no, don't move away from that. Okay, that probably would have killed me.
This is not over yet.
Alright.
Had enough of you.
Did I mark him then? Yeah.
Do you truly think you can match me?
He's nearly dead.
There is no escape.
There we go, there is an escape. Well, that wasn't too bad.
Not now.
Not too bad at all. So that's the end of Act 3. So we're halfway through the campaign. So this is all going to be new now. This is the new campaign elements that GGG have added from here on in. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that build with you. Definitely pretty strong build for early game, and I would suggest playing it because it's a lot of fun. You know, you can always switch it around later if the hollow fist thing doesn't work out, but I'm pretty confident this is going to carry me through to endgame, and I'm going to be mapping with this build. So yeah, anyway, there we go guys, take care of yourselves, and until next time, GG, well played.